Hello everyone and welcome to this reading. Today is the 31st of October, Thursday. This is Halloween, Samhain and Diwali as well. So let's all celebrate the lights. So we've got some little lights here on the side. I usually do a tarot reading for you. I did a little quick read on Tuesday, but I thought let's do something interesting. Let's burn some incense. So I've got some incense which I'll show you in a moment that I'm burning, and here I'm just going to burn some Palo Santo, which just smells amazing, and it just clears the energy around us. I use this a lot when I'm doing angelic Reiki, so if you've been to one of my angelic Reiki sessions and had a treatment from me, you'll probably link it with this smell. Every time I smell it, it's like I want to go in and do treatments. It's beautiful, it's very cleansing. You can buy them pretty much anywhere now, online as well. And you just light the wood a little and just let it burn off, and that's beautiful. So I'll put that there. I'm also burning because it's a time when the veil is thin, a time when spirit is coming to be with us and be around us. I purchased a lot of incense recently at Mind, Body, Soul, which was at Ali Pali. And so I got some frankincense. I got some other options as well, but I thought today I would use the frankincense, and it's the golden altar. If you can get your hands on some of these, are absolutely gorgeous. The smell is incredible. I have some of it burning. The little box is beautiful, and then you open it up. Which side? I think it's this side. You open it up and it reveals these beautiful little, the different ones have different colours, the beautiful little incense sticks. Oh, so intense and so rich and so pure. Absolutely beautiful. So today I'm burning frankincense because it's often seen as a funeral herb. It's often seen as, although it's kind of sap from the tree, isn't it? But it is very much connected with death, with grief, certainly for deep spiritual, because it's burned in church as well, isn't it? It's the frankincense that they burn, and at Christmas it was gold, frankincense and myrrh, wasn't it? So it's a very holy place. Frankincense is just truly beautiful, real spiritual connecting scent, and it actually helps with your breathing. So if you want to go into meditation or into a place of calm, the frankincense can help you breathe deeper and go into that kind of meditative, ritual, prayerful sort of state. It's very good for that. But these are absolutely gorgeous. The golden altar, beautifully packaged, beautifully prepared. I got loads when I was at the Mind, Body and Soul. So those are the smells, the incense that we're having right now. The incense and the Palo Santo, the frankincense, just rich. And again, coming up to Christmas, it's nice just to use those scents as well. Myrrh is great for your skin. Frankincense is great for your skin. So, maybe it's time to start making some little preparations perhaps for you. I also have tourmaline. Black tourmaline, which is a wonderful crystal, very, very grounding and very, very protective. So if you ever feel like the energies are coming at you, if you ever feel overwhelmed with energies, tourmaline is one that you might want to just keep in your pocket or have on a necklace, or just a piece. You might just have a small piece and just carry it around with you. But this is a very grounding stone and an extremely protecting stone as well. And as usual, I have my little blue sodalite, so that is to open up the throat chakra so I can express myself. I'm going to do sort of a 2-in-1 today, a bit of a mashup. So I'm setting the intention to read you some cards, but to actually go into that space of the other world and to bring the guidance through from that. So I've opened up the door to spirit as well. I I can channel with my eyes open, so hopefully I'll just be able to channel some information for you, sort of here, as in to camera, without actually closing my eyes and going off into a spiel. Can't promise, who knows. But if you're new to me, I usually divide them up into two. I usually have tarot reading and then channeling. So, and this is just kind of a bit of a mashup, bringing them together just because it's Halloween. So I thought it'd be nice to pick some cards and then just see what spirits are in the room and who wants to come forward. So if you're new, welcome. If you have watched me before, welcome back. It's always great to have you, great to see you here. If you can hit subscribe, that really helps the channel, and it just means you'll be informed the next time I do a video as well. So I really appreciate all the help with that. But here it is for your entertainment. It's just a way that I can play around with the energy and introduce and maybe educate a little on spirit and spirit energy and spirit interaction. Very much it is important not to be messing around with spirit if you don't know what you're doing, especially at this time of year. Granted, everyone is dressing up, everyone is embracing the fun and games of trick-or-treat and going round and scaring each other. And an element of that is fun and games, but the seriousness of it for me is that it actually is not describing the spirit world at all. It is not describing the working with spirit. It is not describing how spirit interacts with humanity. More often than not, it seems to be describing Hollywood movies more than anything. Contacting the dead is mediumship. It's something that I do, and I would suggest that you don't do that if you are not qualified, or if you've not done a course, or if you've not had somebody help you interact with that energy, because if you open the door to spirit, then you have to be able to manage your space. It is your responsibility. It is your responsibility to open the space, close the space, and to deal with anything negative that might come in, that might slip in. You have to be a bit of a warrior and have full control of the situation and be able to manage it. I can do that, and I very much am supported in that as well by spirit, but I would suggest don't be messing around with stuff you don't fully understand. That's my little warning to you. Okay, bear with. And in saying that, the things like the tourmaline crystal, which is a very protective crystal, things like the incense to clear your space. You can do white sage as well. You'll probably hear people talking about, I sage my space. So you can use white sage, you can use crystal bowls. But I think for me, incense certainly is a way to welcome spirit and also to set the tone of the energy of the space. And crystals are important with regards to connecting with spirit. Tourmaline, absolutely. I mean, people use that now in those little bands for sports and athletics. They have a little tiny bit of tourmaline because of the physical effects that it has on your body. But it is incredibly grounding, and it will keep you safe should you need it to. You can also watch my Blue Bubble meditation on YouTube. It's another little meditation gift for you, where you can watch that again and again as often as you need to. I watch it regularly. I put in my headphones, close my eyes, and I just go through the meditation. Let it take me somewhere. Sometimes I'll fall asleep, which is fine, but sometimes I get through to the end, and it's just a way to set up your energy. So the whole point of spiritual teaching is that you share ways in which you can manage your energy, because you are much more than your physical body, and it is time to be able to manage your energy. I don't know if you've realized the world is in chaos. And there's a lot going on right now, and there's a lot for you to take in and take on board and to manage and deal with. And that can be also held up here in the head, because of the dramas, because of the pain, because of the suffering, because of the shock of it all. So you think about it and you worry about it, and it's all up here, and that keeps you locked in. And there's an importance, especially with your physical body, to understand the effect that can have on your physical body, but also then the effect that can have on other people. So it is very important to learn about your body, how energy affects it, how thinking affects it, and how to look after it during these times. Okay, so I know I'm rambling, so 10 minutes of ramble, unnecessary, right? So you're here for some information, and I'm asking for Spirit to come forward, to come close, to give us, I'm getting Happy Halloween. So whoever is out there celebrating today, Spirit wants to wish you well. Spirit wants to connect. Spirit is knocking on the door. It's like rapping on the door. I almost see that, if you hear a knock on the door and there's nobody there, maybe tonight, just check, because it could be Spirit knocking on your door. I think Spirit can be playful as well, so there's a need to understand that too. And the recognition, so now they're telling me also that you're Spirit. So people think that they're human and they're here, and then the spirit world is over there, and it's almost like a different species or another animal. It's completely different to us, but it's just a different state. We are spirit in the physical. We are spirit. So in as much as spirit may play games with us, we're playing games with spirit, But spirit is very happy if you are enjoying yourself, and if it brings joy, and sometimes that little negativity, that little scare factor brings a level of pleasure. There's a lot of people who enjoy going to horror movies and stuff like that. It's off my radar now, because I know it goes deeper than people think it does. So I kind of stay away from anything negative now that I'm watching. I only want fun, light-hearted energy when I'm watching stuff. So I've got a couple of cards, not sure what they are. Let's get a couple more, and then let's see how Spirit can guide us through this. Because I'm just here to be your channel, to deliver a message to somebody. Thank you. Okay. So we have 3 cards. Let's start. Okay. So we have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords can be an air sign. Doesn't have to be. It can be somebody who expresses a certain amount of coolness in their manner. Doesn't have to be female, can be male. It's someone who's very much into the communication, so that sword is going straight up to the heavens, and she's dressed in blue, and blue is the communication colour, because blue is the throat. So it is this communication. There's some sort of communication possibly coming from a lady who is bright, intelligent, who is connected to spirit, and who is trying to ground that energy. So someone, again, I was saying about being up in the head. So this card is very much the air sign. So air is up in the head. So it's this need to recognize that it's not enough to have these ideas. It's not enough to have this inspiration. It's not enough to have these opinions as well. There's a need to bring it down and ground it. She's got a little red cushion here. So that's trying to ground these thoughts, trying to slow these thoughts. It reminds me of, I emailed someone recently, about a course And she gave me some really good information on something, and I went, thank you, you've just grounded my energy, because I can be like, get overexcited and go, oh my god, and this and this and this is so exciting, oh my god, I have to do it now. I can like run ahead of myself. And she just told me some straightforward talking, and it brought me down to earth, and I realized I needed that grounding, and she grounded me. She made me feel secure. And what she said just hit the nail on the head. It's just what I needed. And I actually felt more in my body just after reading her advice, which is interesting. So this is it as well. This is bringing that energy down from the head into your body. And we don't want it to be worries. We don't want it to be concerns. We don't want it to be overthinking. We don't want to be critical the whole time. We don't want to be postulating, is the word that's coming through. We don't want to be taking slices of people. You know, if she's got a sword, the sword is sharp. She's going to cut slices of people. You know, it's like that tongue. They say, what is it with the tongue? A sharp tongue. So be careful of someone who's got a bit of a sharp tongue. Be careful of someone who is, and by saying be careful, just be aware that someone around is a bit of a sharp tongue, that they're a bit of cutting, that they might be kind of cold and shut off from their emotions, because they are in their head. They're up here, they're stuck up here. They have opinions, they like to talk. They like to over-talk, they like to talk you down, they like to win the argument. They like to keep speaking. They like to be the last to finish. So just be aware of this energy. And if it's you, if you find yourself really being up in your head and not grounded, this is saying, right, we have to take these ideas and we have to ground them. We have to communicate better. We have to learn how to communicate with spirit. So this sword is going up to the heavens. So this is about Halloween. This is about communicating with spirit. This is about bringing the word of spirit down and onto the earth, grounding it. You know, these little clouds here, you can imagine that they're a bit like those thought bubbles that we have, or speech bubbles that we have. And we have to certainly receive that information. But what are we going to do with it, and how are we going to let it transform us? We've got butterfly here. So there's a transformation of this information. It can be someone as well who's a little bit, you know, sort of set in their ways. Their way is the right way. They kind of, you know, they have kind of sliced through things, very direct, and almost, you know, she's sitting there like, you know, whatever she says, it doesn't. She's not aware that it can hurt you. She's not aware of the pain. That perhaps the way she goes about communication. So this is also about communication. How do you communicate? Who do you communicate to? Where are you sharing information? Where are you, you know, giving your opinion? How are you doing it? Who are you doing it with? Just be mindful of that. So we've got the Queen of Swords. So this sharp, bright, intelligent energy, but it's sharp and it's cutting and it's a little bit poisonous. And there's a need to take it out of the head because you're overthinking, over-worrying, you're creating drama, and you need to bring your energy into your body, bring it into the physical. A lot of people are only aware of themselves from here up. A lot of people have lost contact with their entire body. So do something that will get in contact with your body, like going for a walk, go to the gym, go swimming, go dancing. Do something that will reconnect you to your body, because when you're just up here as an opinion, as a talking mouth, a talking head, then what you say is, it's like lacking, because you have lost the richness and the intelligence that comes forward from the body that informs you. Bear with me 1 second. I'm sorry about that, I just had to blow my nose. Sometimes spirit makes my nose run. So, that's where we're starting. Is there anything that you want to say about that? Communication is key. And it could be opening up a line of communication with someone as well. And bringing balance to the situation. So if you are communicating with someone or having this difficulty communicating with someone, then it's about speaking your truth, but also stopping and listening and letting the other person speak their truth. And listening, not just waiting till they're finished so you can pipe in again. It's actually listening. We have been programmed recently to think a certain way, and for that to be the only way we're allowed to think, and that to be the only subject or direction that we are allowed to, our thoughts to go in. And many of us have that repetitive old information in our heads. And so there's a need to make sure you can stay up to date with the new information that's coming. I feel like that's all they're going to say on that. Interesting. Okay, so next card. King of Wands. So this is your fire sign. So we've got air and fire. And the fire needs the air. Like the bellows. You need the air. You need to blow on the little, what do they call it? You know, if you're making fire, you have the little bit of dry grass or something and you get the spark into it from the flint. The ember. Is it the ember? Or is that after it's burnt? Anyway. So you've got the King of Wands. So this is the charisma. This is someone, and it could be a king and queen, could be a partnership. But this is someone who's fiery in nature, someone who's charismatic, someone who can talk, but talk cleverly, who can entertain, who can hold a conversation. They are very warm, so fire, warmth, but also can burn out very quickly, so can move from one thing to the next very quickly. Their interest can burn out, and there's a need to fire the flames, to keep the flames alive with that little bit of air, with that communication. How do you communicate with someone who is the King of Wands? So he's mature, he's established, he's showing you his foot here. So he's prepared to step forward, he's prepared to take action. He's passionate, he's creative. He's holding on to the wand, he's holding on to his creativity, to his ideas, to his passions. He's got the ram here, so it can be an Aries as well. And there's that inner place within fire signs that kind of gets overlooked sometimes. They have that softness within them, but often their speed, they have an energy which is speed. They have an energy which they can't even get a handle on because it's here, there, there, there. They move quickly, they absorb quickly, they digest quickly, they move. So there's this need to understand that character, understand that they need the grounding. It is nature as well. The Wands can be nature, the natural world. The Queen of Wands is very much into her lotions, potions, into her walks in nature, into that connection with the land, connection with the sun as well. That yang energy, quite masculine energy, driven energy, spontaneity. So you're coming from that kind of cold, shut off energy, someone who is closed their energy off. And you've got that paired with the warmth of the king, who is charismatic, who is, funny, who is charming, passionate, creative, entertaining. They like to be around people. They like to share their character. They like to be, particularly, a Leo energy would be like, I want to be on stage. But the Aries energy as well, we must be careful of burning people. We must be careful of saying something that is just too sharp for someone, not realizing the effect it can have on the person. Because, sorry, I'm just getting loads of pop-ups on my computer. It's saying low disc again, but we'll see. Let me see if I can get rid of these. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Thank you. What else do we want to say about the King of Wands? So there's someone coming in with quite a strength within them, and I'm seeing, it could be a Leo, so I'm seeing the strength card as well, the lion, the strength, that inner power, that inner belief. It's time to fire that up again. So perhaps this is saying, have you forgotten your fire? Did you close off your fire? Did you shut down? Did you sort of separate yourself like the Queen? Did you separate yourself from everything? Just cut everything off, and I'm just going to mentally think about things. I'm just never going to go to my heart. I'm never going to go anywhere below. I'm just going to be looking, speaking, conversing, but I'm never going to melt for anyone. I'm never going to soften. I'm never going to warm up to anyone. You've got so much warmth and heat, and it's just like that energy. You want to be around it. And this can be a loud person in a party. So this can be someone who is, you walk into a party and they're the life and soul, and everyone knows they're there. But they love that. They love entertaining. They love being sort of burny and bright, and but generous heart. So don't forget that. Don't cut yourself off from your generous heart. Don't cut yourself off from your ability to transform, because we had the Queen with the butterflies. So there's transformation. Perhaps we're moving from this cooler period, this coldness, into this warmer energy. We're warming up to life again. Okay, so there's a reinvigoration happening. We're warming up to life. We had cut ourselves off. We had kept everyone at distance. We had kept everything, up in the mind, so we'll connect here, but, so disconnected from anything else. We are now warming up. We are now opening ourselves up to this wand, this adventure, this movement forward in this way, this passion. We're feeling the passion again. We're feeling that mojo, reigniting that mojo. So that's interesting. And he's so joyful and happy, and he's willing to take a step forward. So it's like, if you take a step forward, can someone else take a step forward towards you as well, right? And then we have the moon. So the moon shows us that we don't have the full story. We are unclear. Something's hidden. Something's not being revealed yet. So we are moving into the new moon. This is kind of full moon. But we're moving into the new moon on the 1st or 2nd, is it? I think it's between the 1st and 2nd new moon. So set your new moon intentions. Make sure you have intentions set. Sorry, it's just not sitting the right way to support me. You're going on this new journey. You need to self-reflect. You need to look at where you are. The moon also has, a face in it here, which is sort of the sun and the moon, or the full moon. And this is the Hermit. So perhaps you have spent a little bit of time by yourself. Perhaps you have been happy in your own company. You are independent. You've had to deal with a certain amount going on just for you. But this is showing us that we take that advice, that information from life, everything we've learned, and we move forward in this new direction. We don't quite know where or how or which way, but there is a path. There is a path that we're about to go down. And it's that howling at the moon. So again, people, it's that Halloween-y, that you see the full moon and the wolves howling at the moon, and that sound. But again, it's sound, it's communication. There's so much blue here. So it's communication, speaking your truth. So what you were not revealing, what you were not sharing, it's time to share it. It's time to share it. And the moon card has the little crab here in the corner. And so that points to Cancerian energy, so the water sign. So we have air, fire and water. But it's that sort of very sensitive period. So during the new moon, I understand it is going to be a period of great challenge. Usually the full moon is, but even now, November, and this came up in my channels a while back as well, November is going to be quite a big month. So be mindful of your sensitivity. Be mindful of the pulling of the moon, the different phases of the moon and how it pulls on your energy. The crab is, the hard shell and the soft inside. So reveal more of yourself, reveal more of your sensitivity. That's a vulnerability, to open up your shell, come out of your shell. I said earlier, shine on. So you need to come out of your shell to shine. You need to share yourself with the world by breaking open this shell and shining and showing your softness. You don't have to be super accomplished and to get everything right. And we have this, I believe it to be a trauma response, where we have to be hyper independent. So it's a response to trauma if you want to get everything organized and do it all yourself and da-da-da-da-da. So it's okay to just share the load. We've got a dog and a wolf here, so the masculine, the feminine, the wild, the domesticated, the two sides of yourself. It's okay to open up and share, reveal what was hidden, because that's the self-work that needs to be done, the reflection, and you're attracting what is matching. So understand that by being open and being vulnerable, you will reveal more of your true self. And if you do get into partnership with someone, you kind of have to reveal your true self, because otherwise it's not a true partnership. And I don't mean you have to tell them about your history and everyone that you were with and da-da-da-da-da. I just mean, who are you? Do you know who you are? There's an investigation into who you are. But certainly during the moon time, certainly new moon, first and second, be aware of how you are, be aware of how you communicate, and be aware of where your energy is pulled, be aware of warming up a little, be aware of a desire to take part again in life. The Queen of Swords has kind of cut herself off. And then the King of Wands is, I want to be out there. I want to be with people. I want to be in a room where I can have conversations with people, where we can, get on, finding your tribe. Okay. And the next card we have is the Two of Pentacles. So you are juggling a lot. You are perhaps having two focuses. You are balancing the books. You're doing two jobs. You've got one job and then a part-time hustle, or you've got two jobs. You've got two job offers coming in. But there's a level of trying to balance life and feeling like everything's a bit on the hop. His one foot isn't down properly. So it's feeling this instability. And it can be to do with finances. So we've got air, fire, water and earth. So we've got all the different suits here. And this also points to sort of waiting for your ships to come in. Oh no, that's not this one. That's the three. The Three of Wands is waiting for your ships to come in. So this is the Two of Pentacles. So we're going to go with the money, which is the Pentacles, the work, which is the Pentacles. So you're doing a certain amount of work and you're creating. You have two ships here. So you are doing something. You are making something. You are taking part in life. What does Spirit want to tell us about this? Learning to balance things, learning to balance your energy, learning to balance your time, your money, your earnings. Keeping your eye on the ball. He has his eyes on these. He's not going to lose that. It's like Spot the Ball. Do you remember that game ages ago? And you would see a ball and then you'd have to guess where it went, and you would mark a spot and send it off, and it was like, find where it's going. But he is fully focused on those. He's juggling. So you might be juggling things. You might have a few different things going on at the one time. And you can see on the horizon what you're building. But it hasn't come to shore. It hasn't come to shore. And, you know, he's a little bit exasperated, I'm getting, and exhausted, because he is having to just kind of work and do it for the money. And it's this focus on the money, this focus on the job, this focus on balancing. You know, it's like, it's getting dark now. I hope you can see me okay. It's like the... What am I trying to say? So borrowing and paying back. It's like that, isn't it? Because, you know, certain times of the year you might have to borrow a bit, you might have to spend a bit more, and then you have to earn to pay it all back as well. So it is this level of earning and paying back which could be coming in for you as well. Let me see, I might just switch the big light on. Hang on, the big light. Do you hear me? That's funny. Do you switch the big light on? So it's still kind of dark, but it's a little bit better, I think, than it was. So let's do one more from the tarot. Any messages from Spirit? I'm hearing listen to uplifting music. So if you are feeling that things are stressful and you are having to do a lot and balance the books, as it were, if you're working two jobs, if you are sort of not getting enough from one or not getting enough from the other, there's a bit of juggle going on. It's okay, because you are making progress. You might not see it, but you are making progress, and it is going to benefit you in the long run. So perhaps if it's stressing you out, or it can be overwhelming, and then it can be just your thought. So your Queen of Swords moment can be that you're overthinking that, you're concentrating on that, and you're just all lost in your head because of it. You've had to take the action because you are the King of Wands. You've had to move forward and take action, and you're doing it happily. You're cheerful about it. But there's something that we don't quite see. There's something that hasn't been revealed. There's something that is kind of hidden from us at the moment, but it's going to be revealed. And it may have something to do with our work, our earning, our juggling, or feeling of instability. And the card that comes up next is the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man can be a Piscean card, but this is our major arcana. Oh no, we have the Moon. So the Moon and the Hanged Man, which is interesting. Both water signs. So the Hanged Man, you can see here, he's not struggling to get away. He is here, he's happy out, he's just hanging around. He's between two tree trunks, which are very strong, which are holding him steady. So there's a stability here, like with the pillars here. We have a stability here, a wood element, a groundedness, a rootedness into the ground. He's wearing red, which is very much the earth colour, the rooted colour, the colour of wealth. In your chakras, your base chakra is connected to wealth and money. And he's not tied too tight. He can get out of that if he just manoeuvres his foot a little. He could get out of there. And what happens is, this means that you've probably been patient and you've probably been waiting around for things to change and sort of hanging around. So certainly a period of waiting, a period of patience. What the need is to just change how you look at it all. So with the Hanged Man being upside down like this, he gains a lot of wisdom because he's seeing life and he's living life, and this whole situation, he's learning a lot about it. He's learning different things. He is gathering wisdom and knowledge from life and a life lived. And that is creating a little halo around him. So there is wisdom being gained. But what you want to do is turn him the right way up. So you want to change how you're seeing this situation. Change how you're looking at it. What does Spirit want to say? Change your thinking as well, how you think about it. So the Queen of Swords, we have this thought, we have this mind, you are what you think you are. So if you think a situation is the way it is and you keep thinking it like that, it will keep being like that. So a lot of consciousness teachers begin by telling people to become aware of your thoughts, because that's kind of meditation, mindfulness. And when you have the thoughts and you see the thoughts and you see what your most common thoughts are that are in your head constantly all through the day, then you kind of see what a waste of energy that is if it's not productive. So what you want to do is retrain your brain. You want to put new thoughts into your mind that will help you and assist you. And that can be affirmations, it can be visualization, it can be kind of subliminal, so you can look at images. So if you want a car, you can look at different kind of cars, just sit and watch it, because the mind is very visual and it just takes it in and starts programming your subconscious to go out and live in a way that will match what you're looking at. So if you want a big house, look at nice houses, look at interiors, look at designs, maybe enter a competition, but have that it's already there, and you're seeing it, you're able to see it. And in a way, once you start doing that kind of thing, already you're shifting your subconscious, because you're not just running on an old pattern, you're introducing new information. So the new information is being introduced, is being downloaded, so you can ground it into your life. You are looking at what you're passionate about, you're looking at what you want in your life, what you want to achieve. This is all about, because the Aries card can be a bit like me. There's a slight bit of ego there as well. So there's this, what is it you desire? What is it you want in your life? You might not know entirely how you're going to get it, because that's still to be revealed. But if you do your bit, if you put in a little bit of effort here and there, now and again, it doesn't have to be all the time, because sometimes you'll be doing something, but then if the other time you can decide, oh, now I'm going to focus on that, then you might not have to wait as long. You might not have to be as patient. In fact, the time for waiting might be over, and your time to receive, because you're in a position now of looking towards your future. You're in a position of standing strong. The tree in yoga, it's a bit like the tree pose in yoga, isn't it? Strength, strong roots. Okay, interesting. So let's go for Michael. I've got a few different decks here which we can look at. But I thought I'd bring out the dragons and the Egyptian cards for Halloween. I've got no real scary cards. And it's interesting because, I mean, you could get the devil card and that people might think that's scary, but the devil card's not even scary, so apologies. It's not scary working with spirit. It's only Hollywood. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't mess with what you don't know. But, it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. Okay. So something has been revealed to us, and we have been waiting around and we have been patient, but now it's time to leave it. It says, Archangel Michael, what parts of my life do I need to focus on more closely right now? Thank you for helping me hear your answers and for giving me the courage to make healthy changes in my life. And again, Michael is coming in with the sword, so cutting away the past. And this is interesting. So we had the Queen of Swords, and we had the King of Wands, or the King of Fire. And Michael has come in with his Sword of Truth here, but also he has a torch of fire. So he is holding the fire and the sword. He's holding the fire and the air. And he's transforming that, because whatever the situation is, it's not healthy, it's a bit toxic. So, which is interesting, because that's what the devil card is, and I've just said about the devil card. The devil card represents like a toxicity, and if it's a relationship, it can be people who are together just for the sake of it, and sort of the joy has gone out of it, the love has gone out of it, and they're just kind of codependent, they're just kind of still together. But this might be, it's time to leave. It is time to leave that toxicity. It's time to unchain yourself, and that can put financial strain on a person as well, so that's where the juggling can come in. Let's see what else Michael has to say, because that's interesting. Hope you're well. Give us a subscribe, give us a like. If there's anything you want me to read on, do let me know. Ooh, okay, so what's this one? Use your imagination and you'll see the answer. So I was saying that. Use your visualization, use your imagination. Put affirmations into your mind. Put different things into your head. Visualize. How do you want it to look? What would you like it to look like? Who do you want in it? Where do you want it to be? How do you want it to smell? How do you want it to feel? Is it warm? Is it cooler? Is it next to the ocean? Is it on a beach? Is it, in a city? All of these things, just use your imagination to fill a visualization. Fill it. What are you wearing? How's your hair? I need a haircut, you can see. So next time, hopefully, I will have my haircut. I might do that tomorrow, maybe, if I get a booking. But just visualize all these different things. Use your imagination to create what it is, how you want it to look. What's it going to feel like? That's the important thing. And when you have it created in your mind, then you go into, how does that feel? They said, like, winning £1 million, how does that feel? You can't even really imagine how that feels. But if you were to imagine how it feels, and not a thought, a feeling, and then dial that feeling up so you really feel it. So if it's joy, if it's relief, if it's happiness, if it's deliriousness, just really go into the feeling and feel it. And that means that that's what you're sending out to the world. That energy is what you're sending out, because you're feeling it, you're holding that vibration, and then the world matches it. But you can't just do it once. You must work on the brain, bring the energy down, and you can bring it down to your heart. So if there's this visualization, you could bring it down and put it with heart energy and send that out into the world, like you're beaming it out into the world. Maybe, I think visualizations and things like that, they say affirmations take 30 days to work. kind of breaking a habit takes about 30 days. But things like visualizations and focusing, like you only need to do it a few minutes a day. Like it shouldn't take long. Oh, I can hear kids outside, trick-or-treaters. So it says, use your imagination and you'll see the answer. Dear God, thank you for granting me the wisdom and creativity to see your miracles in new and unexpected ways. I gratefully and gracefully accept and appreciate your help. And the thing is, we might think that we failed or that things have gone wrong, but it's not that. Everything that happens is a gift. Even if it's hard and it's tough and it's pretty horrible to go through, when you're through it and over it and you have evolved because of it, you have become a more full person, a more whole person. You have deepened who you are. You've deepened your and that's what happens as you get older. You go through different experiences with different people, and they all teach you something, and they teach you something about them, but also about you, and you learn about how to cope with things, and you learn about life and how life is. And there's a certain, I don't know if people still think that, but certainly when I grew up, you had this one idea that life was like this. You grow up, you get married, have kids, have a family. But many people did it the other way. Many people didn't do it the same. And so that whole spiel is irrelevant because so many people are doing things differently. So don't feel constrained. Instead, when things are happening, it's a learning, it's a growing. That's the evolution you came here to take part in. And there are gems in those things. There are gems and wisdom and support, that internal strength that you gain if you go through difficult things. And it's kind of like miracles in new and unexpected ways. But also use that programming, use that sending out vibes, because you will, by doing that, by using your imagination, daydreaming it up, you might want to draw it out. Sometimes if you draw something out onto paper, it actually manifests because you're making it more real, and then you look at it and that kind of, it's that feedback loop, and then it brings it to you. So let's go to the Egyptian cards, because I just think they're nice for the kind of Halloweeny vibe, because you've got a lot of ancient Egyptian. The frankincense certainly was connected to ancient Egypt. The ancient Egyptians were all about the pyramids, the tombs, embalming the dead, the mummies. We've got Lord Anubis. Let's bring Lord Anubis in and see if he wants to guide us into any Halloween messages. Everyone is looked after. Everyone is looked after. There's certainly a journey, a movement from one phase to the other, from life to afterlife. And it's as beautiful as birth. So this is it, we are spirit before we're born. Your baby, your child did not begin with you. Your child existed before and probably had many lives before. And the moment they were born into this world, what a huge thing. And they came on their own and they did it. They came in by themselves and they did it. And on the other side, you leave by yourself. You go on your journey. And what I mean is by yourself is, like you don't, well, I suppose it depends if a few of you are in the same environment and something happens and you're all leaving your body at that particular time. But essentially it's still a leaving of your body that you must do. And you are immediately met. You are immediately met and looked after and supported and helped and guided to the right place for you. Everyone. And there are different levels of places that you can go for the help that you might need in this next phase. It's like I'm seeing loads of people who've passed over. So if you're watching this could be some of your family, and they are celebrating and they are cheersing. I'm kind of like getting someone cheersing with a whiskey, and it is there is a celebration on the other side. There is this. It's like they're trying to express the energy of that they're okay, that they're happy. That it's almost like because I keep seeing this pub reference, so it's almost like, you know, you might go to a town and you might go for a drink in one pub, but then two of you might go off and go into a different pub, and you're in that different pub and you're having a great time, and you might text your friend and say, hey, we're in such and such, do you want to come over? And they go, well, no, we're okay here, and you come back, and they're going, well, no, we don't want to come back because we're actually having a good time here. So it is interesting. It's like they're showing me, well, you know, if you go somewhere and someone's enjoying themselves, they're at the pub and they're enjoying themselves, and you say, oh, come on, let's go. They go, no, let's just stay, you know. So they don't want to go anywhere else. They're quite happy where they are. I don't know if that resonates with anyone. Did you know someone like that? Okay, let's get a quick card before we finish. I wish you a happy Halloween. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Do tell me if you want me to read on anything in particular going forward. We have the Sphinx, Silent Wisdom. So listen to that body, listen to that inner wisdom. That is what will guide you. That was what will enlighten your life. 4 and 1, it's 5, so it's change. So there is change upon you. But you are strong. You are strong. And you know, there's a tomb here. So there's a new doorway opening. There is a new doorway opening. But it's can you tune in and receive that wisdom that you've gained over lifetimes. You've gained over lifetimes, but you've also gained throughout your lifetime. All those things that you're able to accumulate, all those things that you're able to download into your mind, that silent wisdom within you. And then we have, can't say that, soul healing. So this is a massive healing of your soul. And is it the sarcophagus? Is that what they call it? The tomb, and the mummy in the tomb. And look at the moon. We have the moon again. So moon energy. So throughout November, be aware of moon cycles, moon phases, and what's happening at each one and how it affects you. Certainly with the new moon and the full moon, I would say. And you can see here, this is interesting as well, because we have the tomb here, but she's breaking free. She's coming out. This is her second life. So you can be buried, and you think that you're encapsulated in here, but you're not. You then move on to freedom. She has a cup here. The cup, which is, filling your cup. Filling your cup. The cup is a love. In the tarot, the cup is all about love and emotion. So she is happy, she is full of emotion. She's filling her cup first. She's no longer feeling dead. So maybe by the full moon. So maybe you have to go through the whole of November and you'll get back in shape. You'll want to express your femininity. You'll want to express your masculinity. You'll want to show yourself off to the world, because you are healing your soul. Your soul has come full circle. Your soul is in a better position. Your soul has moved into the love vibration. And then we have Shisheta, which is creativity and writing, creating and writing. So you're about to use this energy then. Now that you are in this new phase, you're stepping out, you've gained that wisdom, you've done the work, you're stepping out and you're able to bring it all together by creating or writing or doing something creative. And it's 38, which is 11, which is a magic number. She's got a staff and a scroll. Don't know if it's a staff, it's a weird thing. And again, not afraid to show herself off, not afraid to show herself to the world. So don't be afraid of being creative. Don't be afraid of expressing yourself, expressing your creativity, and also your creative nature. You know, it might be in your clothes, it might be in the way you walk down the road, it might be in what you suddenly have an interest in. Are you going to learn something new? Are you going to read and write? Are you going to create a new life for yourself? And we have the dark blue galactic dragon to finish, which is beautiful. I love working with this dragon. It says, helps you listen to the voice of the universe, ignite the codes of your master blueprint, access cosmic wisdom, and enter higher service. So after the soul healing, you're moving into a period of using your gifts to share them with the world for the sake of higher service. So what you're bringing out into the world will help the whole cosmos. And anytime you need extra support, ask for the dark blue galactic dragons to come in. And they want to scoop you up and help you. And there's this blueprint. So there is this written soul contract. So you might think that, oh, things have gone wrong. But in fact, the blueprint has been written. So this might be exactly as it is in your blueprint. So elevate it. Whatever that wisdom is, whatever that learning is, use it to make you a better person. Use it to become more of who you are, to share more. Don't hide yourself away like the moon, hidden. Share who you are. The world needs good people. So develop that sense of who you are. You are doing that. You're moving from the old life to the new life. You're trying to balance things right now. But you're moving into this creative period. You're moving into this period of strength. This new doorway is opening. You're leaving the old toxic situation. Use your imagination. Use your creativity. Because your soul is healing. And it's wanting to reveal. It's not even you. It's the soul energy which is filtering into you. Your bigger soul actually wants to play more in the earth, actually wants to come forward more. So when you meet someone, you're not meeting the person that you used to know. You're meeting a person whose soul is wanting to come through more. So life can't stay the same. Sometimes things have to change. Sometimes things have to be cut away. Sometimes we have to let go of stuff. Very much it is about soul expression now. Soul expression. I will leave that with you. Thank you very much for being with me. Happy Halloween, happy Samhain, and happy Diwali. And have a good All Saints Day. Have a good All Souls Day or Day of the Dead. Any questions you have on death and after death, after life, life after life, mediumship, speaking with spirit, speaking with your loved ones. Any questions, just let me know. I'm here to help share the wisdom and make it so that it's not scary like the ghosts at Halloween. If you know what you're doing, it can be the most incredibly honourable, respectful, joyful experience as the kids are screaming outside. Bless you, take care, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.